Well, would you look at that? I think it's go time. At least that's what it's saying on. That's what I was saying on the countdown timer. Is that we're at the hour, so it's time to kick off. Welcome back to part 2 of the BlazingPizza stuff. The camera was all blurry. Yes, it was. That's because I was just hiding in the background and wandering in and out. It's meant to be blurry. And then that one is running on the wrong camera. Yay, that's better. What's it show down there? As we look back and forth between the two screens. Excellent. Yeah, so we're continuing on from where we were last time. So last time we got to the point where we were able to put the first connections of getting toppings and pizzas back from. Yeah, thanks, Amy. I can see that you're here for the positivity today, winding me up. Yeah, I was. Last week we got it to display response back from CosmosDB, where it was pulling from Azure Functions using the bindings, but it wasn't working quite right. So maybe we'll kick it back up and see where we're at. So let's just start by splitting off the terminal, and I wonder if I can. There's a way that you can synchronize the commands across, like when you split windows in Tmux, you can synchronize the commands, but I forget what it is. I think it might be set w synchronize pane true. No. That's it. I'm gonna look it up because it's cool, and I can always do that. I'm just gonna turn the music down a touch. Oh, wait, no. It's my own feedback of the music. That's why I'm like, why is it so loud? I thought I turned it down last week. It's actually because it's just the volume that it's coming through in my ear, and not what it's actually going out on stream. It's just synchronized pane, so I don't actually need to do that. There should be some like really faint music in the background. Wait, where's my terminal? There it is. Control B, that. If we paste synchronized panes, and now if I go, yeah, look at that. I can now type and it's doing it in both panes. And then that's just a toggle switch from memory. So if I paste that back in, this one, yeah, now they're separate. Except I did actually want to go into the source folder for both of them. Never mind. So serverless and F# functions. And then here we will come into, what is it? Source. And then somewhere inside of here, shared. That's it, yeah. So this is where the web app PC thing was happening. Yeah. So you can't hear any music, Amy? Well, that's a shame. Wonder why. I wonder if it's because it's picking up off different audio devices. Let's go properties on here. And that might be it. I don't know. I mean, I can't hear what people are hearing on the stream. That would be confusing if I could. But I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, now I see little green bars in OBS bouncing, which means that it's probably working. Weird. Maybe because I started the stream on one audio device and then switched to another. I don't know. It's too complex. Like, you've got to turn on like 15 different bits of software to actually start streaming. It's annoying. You know what? I'm going to like clear out the messy background. That's just my responses to you, Amy. That's the annoying stuff that's coming through. Let's get rid of the messy background, because so the room that is my office is it's part office, part like it was the baby's room for our youngest. So that's why there's the change table and stuff over my shoulder. And what you can't see off camera is like we've got two prams. At the moment, we've got the car seats in here because we had to take them out of the car when it got serviced this week, and we haven't put them back in yet. There's still a pile of like stuffed toys and stuff all over the floor. So yeah, let's just hide as much of that junk as we can. All right, and then here we're going to do .NET. I think it's just .NET start. .NET run. Yeah, we're going to do .NET run watch. And then here we'll npx start, because that's the serverless endpoint, and that's running the Azure function tools independent of that. Yeah, it's only 15 degrees, which npm start, not npx start. I've done updates to my terminal, so you can see what the weather is like here in Sydney, and you can be jealous because it's better than Perth. And something else. So you'll notice in the bottom left hand of the screen, I've got IP addresses, which is my internal and external, or more accurately, like right now, it's not my internal and external IP addresses. It is two fake IP addresses. Neither of those are valid. .NET run. Oh, whoops, I'm in the shared project, wrong project. So someone pointed out to me during the week that the stream that I tended to do, it has my IP address in the terminal, right? And that's useful for what I tend to do day to day. If I'm doing any IoT stuff, I need to kind of know IP addresses. But it's probably not a good idea from a stream to broadcast out your public IP address at least. Internal, I'm less concerned about, but public, maybe not. So I wrote a blog post here about how to hide that if you're using my terminal setup, how you can go ahead and hide your IP address. So I've basically got it running when it detects that I've got OBS open. It will then just generate a bunch of. It just uses two fake IP addresses. You can see here that's the 192 ending in a 0, and then invalid IP addresses. So yeah, that was something that I just had not even thought of, was that maybe I should be not broadcasting an IP address, and how to actually do that. So I'm in the wrong folder. Let's go back up to server. No, it's not there. ASP.NET. That's where I put it. And then here we will do .NET watch run. Sweet, things are just breaking everywhere. Wait, where did my package.json file go? That's weird. npx func start. Maybe I didn't do it. I just ran npx func start. I haven't looked at this since last week. I probably should have watched the end of the stream to remember how I actually how I got all this stuff running again. Yeah. But I did say that I was probably going to have to do one in the future where we'll work out how to do some better local dev, because this is tedious. multiple terminals. Like whenever I modify the .NET stuff, it doesn't restart the server, and yeah, all that kind of stuff. Like it's suboptimal for local dev at this point in time, but we'll get there. Let's make it code complete, and then we'll try and make it a little bit better. No, so Jack, the only time we would put Benny Hill music on it is when we're doing like a run around setting up the room. And not that we would have ever done that before. Excellent. There we go. We have stuff up and running. Okay, so let's open up the specials. Just grab that JSON response, and we'll open up the web app. Was it 5001? Yeah, we'll go to HTTPS. That's fine. Because that's right. At the end of last week, we came across the bug where it returns toppings as well as pizzas when we ask for pizzas. Ignore SSL warnings; they're fine for local dev. When we want to get back pizzas, we get back toppings, and if we go to toppings, we also get back pizzas, I think. Yes, we do. We don't want pizzas when we want toppings, and we don't want toppings when we want pizzas. And I did look into that during the week. So let's just go back to the code and see where we were at. So I can kind of cover off what is not right and how we need to fix it. So this is just the Cosmos binding for Azure Functions. That's Cosmos there. And we wanted to get back from the partition specials, the pizzas, like the pizzas are on specials, and that's what displays on the homepage. But the problem is, as we'll see if we hit the website as well, is we get back all of these, which are in a separate partition, which is obviously it's obviously not really what we want. Now, the reason that happens, the reason I know why that happens is, let's go this one, is that the way that the input binding works for Azure Functions CosmosDB endpoint is that it expects a SQL query to be provided, not the partition key. So I actually created an issue. It's issue 652 on the Azure Web Jobs SDK extensions. Just trying to work out whether it's like should it work or should it not work, like that. So what we have to do is, instead of doing a partition key and just expecting it to only get me the stuff back that's in that partition, we have to write it as a SQL query. SQL query. I can't remember whether the SQL was capitalized. I don't think it was. Query. SQL query equals select star from C where C dot partition key equals specials. We'll save that. Where am I at? There. Now, this is the one downside, is that, because I haven't got the local dev set up any better, I have to kill the function server, start the function server, and then hopefully this will work. And you're just jealous that you don't have a real job like I do, Amy, where I get to do this. I'm glad to see that we've got people in here to do a bit of heckling today. It's always nice to have your friends around to really support you in what you're doing. I wonder if I can turn on auto mod and just like block Amy from responding. Okay, so now that SQL query is used on the filter to the CosmosDB binding, we should only get back pizzas and not toppings on the homepage. And if that works, then we'll go back and sweet. So that works. So let's retrofit that into the endpoint for getting toppings as well. And we will go here, here, here. Whoops. And then paste in that. And that, oh, was it topping or topping? Topping. Yeah, specials and topping. Topping. Ping. Cool. So that'll filter out on the toppings. If we restart the functions, it should always only give me back those. I don't want to know what Groggle is that you're getting blocked on. I mean, version Australia, yeah, that's just like an overly aggressive mod that someone's got in there, but yeah, like Groggle. I mean, I'm not even sure what you're like trying to look for when you're asking for that. How's that? That looks like those endpoints are up. Now if I hit big cheese, it's going to load in the toppings. Yay! We don't have... I mean, I am sort of disappointed that I can't put another pizza on top of the pizza as a topping, but it's probably for the best that we only can, you know, add every single kind of bacon. That looks good, doesn't it? Yes. All right. Well, that's that. So I'm going to be doing primarily this in F#, but I have also done a C# implementation. So I had fixed that one. So the C# implementation does use the SQL query, not the partition key, because I'd figured out the bug when I went back and updated that. So let's split. You're using Groggle as a way to not trigger off a Google Home or trigger off everyone's phones and stuff like that. That's a good tip, especially given that I have a Google Home sitting on my desk, which is currently not muted. I often have it muted just because I like to not have it listening in to absolutely everything I'm doing. Blazor Workshop, and let's just commit those in. Fixing the F# CosmosDB bindings. There we go. Done. Close that down. All right, now. So if we go order, so we add that to the order. Let's have a look at what is the things that it will do next. We'll use the network tools and we'll work it out this way. Because I'm running this through, I've got this kind of running in like a hybrid scenario for the server. So it is still running the original backend, and like at points in time, we're going to just slowly replace the individual backend, like the original backend calls to the Azure function calls instead. But that means that we can actually still do stuff and see what it's meant to be doing. All right, so that's it. Yeah, you have to be logged in for it to do anything else. Now, I think I did register an account. Let's see. If not, we'll just register an account. Okay. I'm going to say no, I probably didn't register an account. Let's just register the account then. Maybe I use my alias instead of my full name. No, I wouldn't have done that. It's whoops.com. That should work. Cool. Because it doesn't send the actual registration email, you just fake it by clicking that link. Oh, that's right. And then you got to start your order again. Wait, am I logged in then? Let's find out. Maybe I'm not logged in. Let's try logging in. Checking login state. No. We did actually get it to work last week, like as in go through the whole thing. So let's click remember me and see if that works. All right. Logging in. Hopefully this is working. Yay! Well. Oh no, it does work. Okay, cool. I was going to say, don't tell me it doesn't actually change the login state whether you're logged in or not. But let's order the cheese pizza with all the bacons. And click order. So what's it doing next? Right. So we've seen, yes, we've seen those two endpoints. So we've dealt with those two endpoints, special and toppings. We'll clear that. 1, 2, 3, Fake Street, Sydney. Oh wait, Aaron, and that region NSW 400. Wait. Okay, so, ooh, there we go. Maybe we've broken it. I mean, getting a 500. Okay, well, let's go have a look at that orders endpoint rather than, like, I don't really care to debug that, like, what it's actually meant to be doing. I just want to know what it's doing. So there's an orders endpoint within inside of our ASP.NET backend. That's going to be orders controller. So it's just hit the default endpoint, which will be, was it get order? No, that was trying to post. So it'll be this one here, place order. So that's what it's doing. Obviously there's something wrong with the way it's like configured with CosmosDB. That's fine. Like we don't really need to worry about that too much. And so not CosmosDB with Entity Framework. Like we don't really care how much, like how that's actually working, because we're not using the EF version. We're going to be implementing it ourselves on top of Cosmos, but that's cool. I wonder if it's because of the like the pizza ID and stuff like that, because they're all different being put into Cosmos. And it does do a fake delivery location. That's why. But I gave you all the delivery information. That's cool. That's cool. We can geocode ourselves if we want. And then send push notifications if they're set up for the user ID. All right. That one we might have to come back to. I care mostly about this stuff. Writing the order to the database. Then we'll come back and have a look at the notifications. Yeah. All right, let's go and create a new function endpoint. We'll just come here to the F# extension, and we will create a new add file below that one. We'll call it order.fs. Actually, no, we'll call this place order, because there's potential. I saw there was a couple other things in here. There was like get order by ID as like a HTTP endpoint. Yeah, like get order by ID and get orders. So like we get all or get one. I haven't actually seen get orders used anywhere, so we'll implement it, but I'm not quite sure where it's being used from in the application. And then order status, I think I've seen where that one might be used, but we'll put them in separate functions and we'll put them in separate files. I tend to do functions per file rather than like a single file that has multiple functions in it. Just it's easier to look at things a little bit separately that way. So yeah. Okay, so we're going to place order there. And this will be, let's see, let's do the namespace, and we'll open up all these standard things for it. We'll do that, and then we'll call it a module, place order, And this module will have, well, I mean, it'll start with this code. And that function name will be order, because it was, yep. This will be a HTTP post. Ooh, we probably want to change that from a function authorization. We'll do that as an anonymous. Yeah, we'll do it as anonymous. We don't need the route there, so we'll leave it. We're going to use the same CosmosDB connection, like that makes sense. We'll all want it in the same place. We're going to use the same database and collection as well, so that we can do kind of pseudo relationships. Now, CosmosDB is a non-relational database, so we want to, we don't want to make it too tightly coupled, but because we can't really enforce those. But by keeping things in the same collection within inside of the database, we can do pseudo joins that we'll see. Probably in the get order status one, we'll have to do some joins across a couple of like data structures to get back the object. Just because when I had a look at that order controller quickly, we'll see that it's ordering across the orders table, but then it's doing an include across delivery location, pizzas, the specials, and the toppings. So that's essentially running an inner join across it to create out this complex object. And because of the way ND framework works, you end up with this complex object graph, but we'll have something a little bit different that we work with because the way the data structure will appear. That's going to be a bit of fun. Not quite sure how we'll end up writing a query that can achieve that. Now, the other thing that we're going to have to do is this will need to be an output binding. So we're going to be binding the output of this Azure function to a CosmosDB item. So it will do the insert for us into the database. We won't have to worry about that. And for that, let's go Azure Functions CosmosDB, because it's the kind of thing that I never quite remember the syntax and all that sort of stuff off the top of my head. And that's why we have MS Docs. Should work out a way to make it easier for you to grab a hold of the docs link rather than trying to read it out of the address bar. Maybe that's another area for improvement for next stream. We'll see. Work out some way that I can do that. Yeah. Okay. So how do we do? Okay, so we set it as an out parameter. I want to do it as a dynamic. An IAsync collector. Clippy for docs links to. Actually, there you go, Jack. Put that on your backlog of projects that we can do. Is a Clippy, like an integration into something that is Clippy. It's like, would you like the QR code for this? Nice. Oh damn it! Now I'm gonna now I've got the idea in the back of in my head of how do we go about building whether it's a browser extension or maybe I'll create a keyboard shortcut where I can just have a QR code pop up from the last item in my